All right, I'm going to make this brief because this jerk doesn't really deserve a lot of time. Hopefully, I'm going to only take about 3 minutes to do this. But Derrick Jan, I don't know how you say his last name, Jaxn. Very weird last name. I highly doubt that's his original last name or his government last name, Jaxn. Weird last name. Probably he made it up himself and changed it or whatever. It's probably just his social media last name because that's what frauds do. It is what it is. The guy's a fraud. He always was a fraud. If you can't tell he was a fraud, there's something wrong with you. I've hated this guy forever. I remember women sharing his junk on Facebook and social media, sharing his little videos. Big time simp videos where he's just telling women what they want to hear, saying all the narcissistic, solipsistic crap that they want to hear. If you don't believe me, you can go listen to it. You can go watch his videos anywhere, and it's just cringy, and he's just the enemy. Like it's just. But here's the thing: he's a fraud, and if you can't tell he was a fraud, something's wrong with you because he was an obvious fraud. It's just like one of those women who pretends to be MGTOW or pretends to be red pilled, and she's just saying everything that guys want to hear. She's just like it's like she just went to a red pill video and just took notes and like just regurgitated everything she read and heard about red pill so that she could get a channel following or whatever. That's exactly what Derrick John is, or Jan, whatever however the hell you say his last name. That's exactly what he is. He's just a fraudulent fabricator. Always known that. But anyway, he got exposed for cheating on his wife. Is there any wonder that he's just a profiteer? Is there any wonder? Like, trust your instinct, man. People do not trust their instinct enough. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. He sounded like a fraud, seemed phony. Everything he was saying was everything a woman wants to hear. I mean, it's just it's too obvious, man. Now I will say there are some guys out there who are talking to women in a positive way that actually might benefit men. And one of those guys who comes to mind is a guy named Matthew Hussey. Another fabricated last name, but anyway. And I won't say I've heard a million of his videos, but I've seen a few, and some of them are actually pretty good for men because he's talking to women from a male perspective, and kind of teaching them how to be a little bit more amiable towards men, and that's a good thing. But it's very rare for a, you know, dating guy or a guy who's talking about dating to women to be really genuine and not fraudulent. Steve Harvey tried to do it a little bit, and he just came across like a big simp. It's just like there's a big market in telling women what they want to hear, and this is Derrick Jaxn. So that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say about that. He got exposed for cheating on his wife, which just shows it's who he is. He's just a fraudulent dude. He's got like 4 or 5 books out, written to women, for women, telling them what they want to hear, reinforcing their narcissism, reinforcing their solipsism, reinforcing their selfishness. Oh, you're worth it, baby girl. Woo woo woo. He needs to make a lot of money to date you. Woo woo woo. All this stuff, and trust your instinct, he's not good enough for you. All this bullshit that he says. This guy was just a. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. He threw men under the bus in the process. He threw men under the bus because women are saying, oh, here's an alpha male. He looks like he's an alpha male. 10 out of 10, good looking guy, super buff, got all these muscles. Why would he be lying to us? Like, and women are just that naive. They're just that gullible to believe that. But he threw men under the bus in the process because when you simp, this is why white knights are so bad for men. This is why male feminist liars are so bad for masculinity and real men, because they reinforce the crap that feminists are saying. They reinforce it. They say, oh, they solidify it. Oh, here's a guy who is here's a male and he's defending us and he's saying what we're saying. We must be right. Right? It's that cognitive bias or whatever, that personal bias, whatever you want to call it. There's a word for it. But when you get your own narrative reinforced by somebody else, but the problem is if it's a false narrative and somebody else comes in and says, oh, okay, you're right, this narrative is right, particularly when it's a man and it's a false narrative, then you are going to be solidified. You're double wrong, and you think that you're right because somebody else, oh, here's a man who's an alpha male, he's got all these muscles, he's a good looking guy, he's saying what I've been thinking. Like, the only reason you've been thinking it is because you've been in these feminist echo chambers, because you've been in these narcissistic, you know, Wendy Williams, Oprah, blah blah blah, you know, narratives and spaces, right? Echo chambers. And he just went in and he read what you guys were all writing to each other, your little echo chamber narcissist bull crap, and he read it back to you. And now you're going to give him money, and he's laughing all the way to the bank, and he can't even stay faithful because that's who he really is. If he was really a genuine, real dude, blah blah blah, would he be unfaithful to his wife? Maybe, but probably not. Now you go and you can YouTube, and all the women are calling him out, and they're saying, "Oh, he's phony, he's fake, woo woo woo," and I'm just sitting here like, I told you so. I told you so. I told you he was a phony. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, man. Derrick Jaxn just got exposed for being a cheater, and that's just what frauds do. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.